Free to succeed, baby. Season 2. Raid Shadow Legends. It's here. I did not think this was happening this fast. I just heard about Xena from the thumbnail of a Hell Hades video yesterday. I thought this was going to take a little bit, but it's here. Champion Pass. And I don't know why it didn't register. We'll talk more about it as we go. Let's go through and look at this yet. I have not seen anything. I've loaded up the game and this is what I got. So let's go through it. Look, and the Xena crossover is fine. Like, that's a cool crossover. I think it's a smart crossover. I think I was a little silly about it yesterday. Like, I was being a little silly. And it is a strange one. Like, I definitely would not have ever guessed it. But, like, it's dope. And it's a smart move, right? They know that a lot of 30-year-old dudes are playing this game. And they know what a lot of 30-year-olds were doing at 11:30 at night. While everybody else was asleep. When they were younger. So, it's a smart move. They know their audience. And they know what's going to get people interested. And it's going to have to be a good one because they're apparently going to be charging for it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is all formatted. But anyway. Let's see what we're looking at. Now, we know that we're not getting her unless we spend money. We knew that yesterday. We knew that as soon as that came out. They would never release something like this and have the reward, the big reward be earnable. So if we go through the silver, I mean, look, you get an avatar, you get some 6-star gear. That's probably going to be bad, right? Let's be real. So only 25 levels. Is that typical? It didn't usually 50. Isn't it 50 in the Forge Pass? So what do we got? A little bit of stuff. And a sacred shard at the end. If you buy it, obviously, significantly, drastically better, right? And to be expected. What does it look like? Wow. So I would assume this comes out to about $50 USD. I would assume that's what that conversion is. So $50 they want you to spend. It's a battle pass of sorts that they want you to spend $50 on. Man, I don't know. I've got a few problems with this, actually. If the challenges are all that easy, I guess, because this is not really worth your attention. You could get some nice gear here. That could be great. Sacred Shard's cool. If it's very easy to do, fine. I think $50 is too much. I think $50 is a little unreasonable for a battle pass. And I think doubling up. What they've done, essentially, now, is they have taken the battle pass concept and, I guess, deconstructed it to a degree so that they can now monetize multiple different versions of it, right? This should all be a battle pass, and it should have all been a battle pass since the first one came out. The first one that came out was really good, but I think it was a little too net positive for the players. There was a lot of good stuff in there. We got a Void Legendary, we got some epics, but it was cool. It was cool. There was a lot of cool shit in it. It went on for a while. I don't remember it being overly expensive. And even if it was $50 like this one was, there was a lot more in it. Like I said, a lot longer. You got a Void Lego. You got a lot of cool shit out of it. This one, again, just feels kind of uninspired. Kind of like everything else they do, to be honest. Which is a bummer. It's a bummer. So I don't know. I guess they're gonna keep doing this. I guess eventually we'll get Summon Altar Pass and you know what I mean? I guess they're gonna keep coming up with different versions of this to monetize. so that eventually they'll have 5 different battle passes, and you'll be spending $300 a month to participate in all of them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the way they're doing it. I don't think the way they're doing it is the way that should be done. So, you know, I guess whatever. They didn't ask me. So let's look at Xena and see how cool the champ is. We're not gonna get. I can't even decide if I think it looks like her. That looks like her. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think did they miss? I think they kind of missed. Oh my fucking god, dude. Yeah, a little. I don't know, actually. I don't know if it does look like her. What do we got? Another fucking arena champ, dude. Yeah. Alright. Attack a lead in arena. Attack lead in arena. I said that first one like Mario. Attack a lead. Attacks when enemy 2 times will ignore 3% of the target's defense for each buff. Will also ignore shield buffs if the target is under 2 or more buffs. Or debuffs. AoE will ignore 5% of the target's defense for each buff on the target. Steals 20% of the turn meter. This effect cannot be resisted if the target is under 2 or more buffs or debuffs. Excellent enemies will ignore 10% for each buff on the target. Resets the cooldown if it kills 2 or more enemies. Increases his champion's attack by 10% every time they use an active skill. Stacks up to 100%. Also has a 50% chance of randomly changing this champion's weak hits to normal, strong, or critical hits. The chance increases to 100% when attacking enemies under 2 or more buffs or debuffs. Do you have to say randomly? Fills the champion's turn meter by 100% and places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 1 turn. Whenever 8 or more buffs are placed on the enemy team in a single turn. Well, the good news is I don't care. You know what I mean? She's cool, but I'm not gonna feel like I'm missing out by not having her. So that's a W. That's a W for the free-to-play crowd. You know, ultimately, it's more red dots, it's more menus to navigate. Using at least what kind of champ? I assume magic. Shit. At least one force champ. We've got a force champ in the mix. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the whole approach. It'll be interesting to see what they do for the next one, because I don't think they'll stop here. They've come up with this idea that I know that they think is brilliant, to monetize multiple battle passes, and I guess to a degree it is, because there's going to be a large percentage of the player base that'll do it. You know, Raid players have been conditioned to think that $50 is not a lot of money. I think I saw someone say that in my Discord the other night. They were like, you know, for all things considered, $50 isn't that bad for it. Kind of is, but by Raid standards, it's not. By Raid standards, a legendary cost about $220, $250. So $50 for this one plus some extra shit. Yeah, it's great. But conceptually, I just have a problem with it. But unfortunately, that's not a surprise. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. It's like if Raid wouldn't be negative, I wouldn't be negative. But I think this is negative. Like, yeah, that's really all it boils down to. I think this is a negative thing. The good news is I don't have to do it. It's not something we have to do. You know what I mean? There's not some like long-term reward that I'm locked out of. There's no content I can't do without her. So like on that hand, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's in that regard, it's fairly harmless. It's something that you can participate in strictly if you want to participate in it. And if you don't, you don't have to, and it's not a big deal. So in that regard, it's great. But I reckon this will be kind of a test run. And it'll change. And then again, I guess I'm going to be curious to see what the next pass they do is. They'd make a lot of money on some sort of shard or summon pass, I would imagine. Maybe we'll get Tavern Pass next. So anyway. What do we got? What are we doing here? We want to give her... I think extending her buffs would not be a bad idea, actually. Extending her buffs, and then... probably Cycle of Revenge. I don't know, actually. That one's kind of tough. I'm going to go ahead and give her this one because I know I wanted to have that. It's nice to have these working. Okay. Have I done my dailies? I don't know if I finished. I didn't finish my dailies yesterday, so probably going to have to take a quick L in here. I don't think we beat any of these teams. Unless we outspeed somebody. I don't think it's gonna happen either. We're not particularly fast just yet. Although I guess I didn't expect us to survive that first turn, so never mind. I thought Yannicka was gonna clean it up. Anything but flat attack. Oh, champion pass. Just take that. And a campaign boss 3 times. All right, let's throw in. Still working on max leveling him. And I'll. Actually, I think I can't. I might be able to go ahead and swap him into Minotaur now. We'll do that. And this doesn't really matter. Just any piece of food, really. Here, you get in there. Why not? Nice to see them put a Sacred Shard anywhere. I'll give them that. Nice to see a Sacred Shard at the end of the champ pass. Perhaps this is the beginning of them slowly realizing they're not that valuable. No. I wish I had the old battle pass reward thing. I wonder if I could find that anywhere. I was like, how the hell did this drop? But I forgot I was doing a boss stage. That's not terrible, honestly, for right now. Speed and resistance on an HP piece. Wait, yeah. Oh, is it $40? Yeah, either way. It's... Well, I was going to say it's surprisingly lackluster, but I guess it's not surprising. You would have thought something like this they would have made sure wasn't lackluster, and maybe they're leaning on Xena for that. Like maybe they think that Xena is the thing that's keeping it from being lackluster. But yeah, I mean, even this tree, it's like the 5-star chicken's good, the 6-star ring could be good. Filler, 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 filler. Filler, 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 filler. Amulet's good. Filler, 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 filler. Glyph's okay. And yeah, there's really not that much going on, honestly. Even on the bottom tier. 50, 100, 150, 150 gems. Yeah, why is it like that? Why is it so short? Like, why is it only 25 stages? And why is it so lackluster? That's other than the fact that everything is lackluster. Like, you would have really thought they would have made sure this wasn't boring. But again, maybe they're just leaning on Xena to make it interesting. And then did I see someone say that she will not be available from shards? Is there a info thing anywhere? And you only be able to get your hands on those rewards during these periods. Does that mean... That's just a basic versus elite. You can only purchase the elite pass once. Don't know. It says you'll only be able to claim them during this period. But that might just mean specifically collecting these rewards from the past. Like, so I don't know. I guess it wouldn't surprise me either way, honestly. But again, not really a big deal. I'm sure she's gonna be fine. Like, she'll probably be good. There'll be some interesting videos on her, perhaps. But I don't think anybody's gonna suffer without her. You know what I mean? She's not Paris and Marichka. So. What kind of summon event we got going on today? Is that all we do now? Is 10x's? Is one champ at a time 10x's? Okay, well, I'm not compelled to do that either. All right, I guess today we're just gonna be doing more Minotaur. I do need to try to see if I can get through this. Let's see if we can get through this real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. So here we did Deacon, Uragrim, Ruella, Sun Wukong, and Wither. Deacon, Uragrim, Sun Wukong. So that's what we did last time, and they got through it. Let's see how this goes. See if they can just do it on auto. How great would it be if he ends up being the wall? As much shit as I've talked about this boss throughout this Doom Tower run. He's the only boss that I look at and I'm like, he won't be a problem. We'll get right through him. Yeah, I think we were talking about that in stream yesterday, and someone was like, if she's another arena champ. Because I was thinking, surely they're not going to do, like, basically what they did with Rhonda. Like, surely they're not going to make just kind of another type of Rhonda. But, you know. Hurt a little bit. Does anyone doesn't Deacon? No, maybe not. Looking like we're gonna be okay. Or he's gonna just one-shot somebody and completely change the dynamic of the fight. If anything, I'll probably swap out someone for Reliquary Tender. He one-shotted the hell out of that dude. Killed. How could Wither possibly be dead? Wrong affinity or not, how could he possibly have killed Wither and not killed any of these three? Alright, can we get lucky here? Maybe I'll bring Cold Heart instead of Ruella, actually. Either way, if we don't beat it right now, it's definitely beatable. So we'll get through it. May consider swapping him out for Ruella or Fane. Maybe try to get a defense down weaken. Oh, me. So we need a defense down before we Heartseeker. Let's get rid of that. Nice, got the extra turn on it. Now, what is the deal with his Hex here? Why does that keep getting... Instantly places Hex 4 turns on an enemy. Whenever they remove a Hex debuff from yourself or an ally. Okay. So I'm gonna let her. I'm gonna try to avoid him getting the Hex. Because if we can keep him around and he can continue to drop poisons for us, we're in good shape. Now we should have that. We'll save the A2 already. The only reason I don't want to hit auto is because I don't want him to cleanse that Hex. Because she can take the shot, he apparently cannot. Yeah, that actually worked out pretty well. She like tanks it for everybody. Seems like we got this. Hard to imagine it falls apart now. Killed Wither though, that's bad. That's bad. Pretty late in the fight for that. So is this what we're dealing with here? We're just going to continue to get close. But not beat it. I feel like I'm doing more damage with the A1 than the A3. I think we're good though. Yeah, all right, we snuck through. Snuck through, so we'll climb up again and probably hit our wall here. I think that's going to be the Nether Spider, and I'm just not sure about the Nether Spider that high up. So we'll see how it goes. Either way, we'll be back when we're back. Excited to see the comments about the Champ Pass. Later, guys.